So thank you very much for attending the masterclass on business transfer, and a special greeting to those who watch us online right now. So we will speak about another aspect of SME recovery. That's safeguarding jobs in a deteriorating demographic situation that most of our European countries are right now. So this masterclass will commence with a study on the promotion of business transfer in the EU. Then we will listen to updates from Transeo network and from the European Commission. So Lucina from the European Commission is online with us from Brussels. And then we will move to testimonies from a successful family business through regional level and of course the national level. So I'm very pleased to introduce to you our speakers at this masterclass. Dr. Juha Tal works as an expert on research, development and innovations at the Seinäjoki University of Applied Sciences. He is a Finnish expert on business transfer and researcher, and he has published over 100 articles in this field. Mr. Albert Kolomer is a board member of Transeo. That's a community of experts in transfer and acquisition of small businesses in Europe and beyond. Ms. Lucina Kaminska from the European Commission is joining us online. And since 2013, she is working for the SME policy unit, and she's responsible for transfer of business and support for companies in distress. Mr. Marko Lotric is general manager and founder of internationally renowned Lotric Metrology Group, a Slovenian successful family business. In 2020, the company received the highest national award for business excellence. Ms. Berta Monte Batalla is a lawyer and business transfer consultant in Center of Empresa of Catalonia. She's also a member of the Bar Association of Barcelona. And Mr. Mika Haavisto works as a project manager at the Federation of Finnish Enterprises. He is the secretary of Finnish National Business Transfer Forum, based in Helsinki. So Juha, the floor is yours for the presentation.
Thank you, Kruno, and thank you for being here and with us related to business transfers. And now I will go through with some slides about our research that we implemented earlier this year. And I know that there are people here at place that did reply to our questionnaire, and thank you for all of you doing that. In our research, business transfer promotion in European countries, the objectives were to collect data about best practices on business transfer promotion. We did collect preliminary data about national business transfer ecosystems, and we wanted to build and publish case stories of the best practices on business transfer promotion. And how we did it? We did have an online questionnaire that was sent to 65 experts in 27 EU countries. With help of EU Commission and the expert group that they used in their previous projects, improving evidence-based business transfers, we found 24 experts. SME United helped us with 10 experts, and we did send 19 SME envoys this questionnaire, and throughout our own resources we found 12 experts around Europe to have this questionnaire. Our online questionnaire resulted 28 responses representing 17 countries with 29 proposals. And then our research team did choose 15 cases to represent best practices in promoting SME business transfers. Results are organized in 3 sections. First, overview of business transfer ecosystem, best practice case stories on business transfer promotion, and then finally conclusions. This table, if you see green, it's okay. If you see yellow, there are some activities related to issue, and if you see red, there are no activities related to issue. On your left side are countries, and columns are explaining what are we looking for when we are talking about business transfer ecosystem. National advisory boards are fairly rare. Many countries have leading organization, national agenda are important, and also national economic policy, if it does have or if it does not have business transfers, is important. Special funding, is it available? Is advisory services available for entrepreneurs? How about business brokers? Do you have online platform in your country? Is there hindering or promoting legislation? And kind of analysis about this table, we found out that there are some good examples of well-developed national business transfer ecosystems, like the ones in Finland, Austria, and Germany, and also very well-developed systems we can find from Estonia, Malta, and Slovenia, here in Slovenia too. National advisory boards are relatively rare, and for example, there's one in Germany, organized by the Federal Ministry of Economics, and the one in Finland, Business Transfer Forum. Leading national organization and advisory service exist in most countries, and there is a significant variation in online platforms, but easy to benchmark and build. And according to our research, we have a great potential in improving business transfer ecosystem in EU countries. And then through our cases, best practice cases, first national events and general measures. In Belgium, they have Business Transfer Week, which we are trying to apply also in Finland. It's a good example of key stakeholder cooperation and awareness raising, a national weekly event taking 1 week. In Finland, we have our Business Transfer Forum. In Croatia, it's a great national event, Family Business and Business Transfer Forum, which is put up by Mirela. And Mirela is with us, and it's awareness raising, it's annual event, and has a great systematic approach. Thank you, Mirela, for providing this example for us. And in Finland, we have a business transfer barometer, and it's every 3rd year we are putting up, and by doing that we are able to make evidence-based policy development in our country. In Belgium, there's a coaching program, Center for Mergers, Acquisitions and Buyouts. Research, education and networking are existing there. Another set of cases, one-stop shops and online platforms. Austria is doing very good job. Chambers of Commerce are leading organization, and in some areas or regions in Austria, they have even improved the national business transfer ecosystem, like the Follow Me business transfer initiative. Reempresa in Catalonia, long-term cooperation with key stakeholders, an excellent example of one-stop shop. Sovalfin business transfer ecosystem in Belgium, a very systematic approach. And one unique feature we found in Slovenia is your Portsaposla, which pays attention also to cross-border acquisitions and gives services in order to help those to happen. Last set of cases are related to family business succession and guidebooks. In Estonia, they have a great initiative on business transfers. In Netherlands, Utrecht, they have a promoting program for family firm succession and sales support program. Malta, they have a government involvement in improving the legislation to promote family business succession. In Italy and Slovenia, you have a good set of guidebooks representing systematic awareness raising and highlighting the basics. And finally, to the conclusions. First, we need to continue and strengthen the international dialogue between experts on SME business transfers. Business transfers promotion gets attention in EU countries, but variation in current overall functionality of the business transfer ecosystem and extent of business transfer promotion measures. We have ongoing need for research-based policy development, need for country-level systematic cooperation between the key stakeholders, and dear audience, many countries could benefit from launching national advisory boards on business transfers. Here is our team, here is the full report, and there is a link that you can find this full report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Juha. So, Mr. Albert, what updates and news are bringing us from the Transeo network to our session?
Thank you. Thank you to you all to be here. Good morning to all, and thanks to the Commission to have me the opportunity to address all of you. I'm here on behalf of Transeo. I'm a board member of Transeo, a proud board member since 7 years ago, and I'm currently the head of public relations of Transeo. As the professor has said, it is a crucial moment for a generation of companies that millions of these small companies risk to close because the lack of succession. Transeo is the international community bringing together experts in transfer and acquisitions of small and medium-sized businesses. We are a totally non-profit organization. We are a trade body, and we aim at fostering friendly environment and ecosystems for the transfer and acquisitions, and therefore facilitating business transfer across Europe and beyond. After 10 years of experience, Transeo now gathers 78 members from 17 countries. Transeo focuses on transfer and acquisitions of small and medium businesses, whatever the kind of the transfer of ownership, family succession, management buyout, management buy-in, employee buyout, strategic acquisitions, and targeting transactions in the, call it, a small market. Then SMEs with a company value ranking from small amounts to 100 million to up to 25 million. Different organizations in our countries are focusing on different target groups of this big group of small companies that is the 98% of the total amount of companies in Europe, and don't forget the 70% of the total employee. Then is the main source of employee in Europe. Our key activities are promoting transfers and acquisitions in SMEs in Europe are the following ones. Transeo serves as a platform. It's the place where we exchange this information and good practices on a variety of operational issues. We develop academic and professional knowledge on transfer and acquisition of SMEs, as Juha has explained. We help all the professionals to carry this kind of studies that can focus in these situations, which perhaps is not the most sexy place where to work, because it's not the startups and the innovation, but is to keep and maintain all our companies, which are the main focus, the main source of employment and wealth in our community. We provide experts from all over the world with a range of activities alongside the networking, the deal-making opportunities to help them become stronger in their local ecosystem. We are an umbrella that can build bridges between foreign countries with trusted business partners in each country. We are basically involved in advocacy in favor of business transfer. I can repeat, it's not the sexiest place because all the people is talking about the startups, new ones, the unicorns, these small companies that is willing to carry us as a community to a new age, to a new paradigm. We are regular companies doing regular job, but it's the main job that we do. And these companies, they have a high risk. We have a high risk as a countries to lose all these companies, to lose the activity of a generation of entrepreneurs if we don't do better our activity in a business transfer, if we don't look for a new successor that can bring these companies to another level. Then we are involved in advocacy in business transfer, as we are done now, to keep them at the top of political agendas. We have seen in the slides that there is not. We have some small papers in the Commission that are focused in transfer business, and we have lots, tons of papers speaking about the unicorns. And how many unicorns do we have in Europe? And how many small companies that are bringing us to the innovation, who are working strong in the employment, in the industrial, in the commercial side, and they are bringing us to a new capacity. We are raising awareness among policymakers, acting as a reference experts in the field, and representing the voice of business transfer industry through our network of experts. There are three relevant activities that we are doing in this moment. One is the Transeo Academy, which aims to enhance the capacities of Transeo members on soft skills, hard skills, and in general trends about business transfer in the world. And the second one is the Transeo Deal Club. It's a very successful instrument that connects international advisors in a pleasant, confidential, and trustful environment. Our main objective is to make a European market of transfer and acquisitions of SMEs and to make this market more transparent and to facilitate international and cross-border transactions. Currently, the Transeo Deal Club offers 116 international deal-making opportunities. Now, you can find this now in our website. 42 buy-side and 74 sell-side profiles that have a quite balanced opportunities from various sectors, countries, all focused in this SMEs segment. And the third one is the pair sharing between members. Transeo brings international M&A experts together to share experience in our annual events, good practices, pieces of advice, and during frequent events across the world and online webinars. Last but not least, we have talked a lot these 2 days here in Slovenia, but related to the COVID crisis, it's existing. Now we are assisting to a pandemic of our companies. After the personal losses that we regret, we have thousands, millions of companies that are in danger. The focus on business transfer is an efficient mechanism to safeguard the collective business patrimony, avoiding the disappearance of a large numbers of companies and autonomous business people, as well as the associated jobs. Don't forget, 70% of the total of the jobs of Europe. By structuring the business transfer process, we maintain the assets, the job, the market positions, and the other adjoining ones related to the economic activity of these companies. We have, these companies had an efficient configuration before the pandemic. Then if we allow these companies to follow up with a new energy, with a new entrepreneur, with this capability to transfer this knowledge, this company position, not starting from scratch, then Europe will be in a much better position, and therefore this path of business growth and improvement will succeed without much effort than the startup activity. These companies, which have been decades and personal and economic efforts to create and renew the entrepreneurial spirit of the European countries, cannot disappear. I repeat, cannot disappear due to the lack of a market that allows its transmission to other companies of businessmen or businesswomen. Thanks to the business transmission methodology, a positive outcome is achieved by relieving the ongoing owner and give continuity to the company through a new entrepreneur who will take the opportunity to modernize and renew the business and face with optimism the new reality. Thank you for your attention.
Excellent. Lucina, hi, morning.
With the previous presentations, we already have a good overview of the most important ingredients of the business transfers ecosystems and the current situation across member states. In general, taking over an existing company gives a new entrepreneur the possibility to enter the market with a well-established company, to rethink its strategic vision and business model, to innovate and seize new opportunities. But we know that this is not always an easy and straightforward process. We in the Commission, we work on improving the framework conditions for business transfers together with the member states and other stakeholders for almost 3 decades. Throughout these years, member states have made significant progress in relation to various aspects associated with business transfers, such as regulatory, administrative, fiscal environment, but also relation to awareness-raising activities, timely preparation for transfer, and marketplaces for buyers and sellers. We continue our work building on these previous activities. We focus on issues that can be better addressed at EU level. And such an issue is, for instance, the evidence base on business transfers. In 2022, we have completed a study on improving the comparability and reliability of descriptive and predictive data on business transfers. The study was carried out in cooperation with experts from the member states, but also with SME Envoys Network. A part of the study, a common methodological approach to data collection, was also developed, and it's a blueprint on how the data, predictive data, representative data, can be based on the collected information. The study concluded that the situation regarding data collection in member states is very heterogeneous. Overall, based on the chosen methodology and criteria for generating data, member states were grouped into 3 clusters. Those who do not collect descriptive or predictive data, those who collect some data, but they do not follow all the criteria. For instance, they are not representative for the whole population of companies. And the third cluster, countries where data are produced and there are representative estimates of the total volume of past or future business transfers. We all know that collecting data on business transfer is not a straightforward process, as changes in the ownership of a company do not appear automatically in business registers. It usually requires additional resources, both human and financial, and proper statistical infrastructure. So the proposed common methodological approach is not a perfect solution, we know this, but it has a potential to improve the comparability of data on business transfers across member states. We expect that the situation may improve with the progress in digitalization of business registers. The second strand of our work is about sharing information and promoting best practices in business transfers that have been developed by different EU-funded projects and other stakeholders whose work focuses on business transfers. We have just heard from Albert about the work of Transeo, and I would also like to mention here another EU-level association, the European Family Businesses, that is initiating and implementing projects focused on family businesses, using for that also EU funds. Just as an example, I will mention here the two Interreg-funded projects, Stop Regions project and InBETS projects covering the Baltic Sea region, or Erasmus Plus funded SUFABU projects focused on family successions. So together with all the tools developed also in the member states and regions, we have a plenty of good examples and tools ready for use. All actors who are currently involved in designing the support mechanism to facilitate business transfer at national, regional, and cross-border level are invited to reach out to these resources and use these tools. They are of universal relevance and are easily adaptable to different contexts, and the EU funding can be used to put them in place, EU structural funds, for instance. Just to mention that all the information about the study results and the best practices are available via our Commission website dedicated to business transfers, and you can find a link to that website on your SME Assembly application. Finally, I would like to inform you that we are just about to launch a new 3-year action to improve access to mentoring services, including for business transfers. This action will be implemented as a part of a larger project on enhancing the network of mentors for companies facing insolvency. These two events in the company lifecycle share several common features, for instance, significant psychological load. So it is proved that the support of mentors in these situations seems to be an efficient way to help entrepreneurs to find a way around it and give their company a second life. I will stop here. I know our time is limited, and I'm very keen to hear our testimonies from the next speakers. Thank you very much. Over to you, Bruno.
Thank you, Lucina. So Lucina was talking about the family businesses, and it's a great honor and privilege to introduce our next speaker, Mr. Lotric, one of the most successful family businesses in Slovenia, which has also introduced the family constitution and has enormously very good business performance. And Mr. Lotric, the floor is yours.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that we see each other because I don't have a mic. Yeah? Okay. This is okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, I would like to share with you our experience in which way we did this transfer, family business transfer. Okay, the company, our company, Lotric Metrology, was established in 1991, and today we are a family high-tech company and employ more than 180 employees. One of our laboratories has a history almost 100 years ago, and our, let's say, legacy and foundation is very strong. That you better understand, I will take a minute to show you how group is organized. We have 10 companies in 7 countries. It's typical for metrology field that we have to present in each country. This is that means from North Macedonia, Serbia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Slovenia, Austria, and Germany. And so that before the transfer of the company to the next generation, I was the only owner in the company. As you can see, some companies also has different ownerships. So this is why we wish to stimulate our key partners, employees, and that means that it's not just a family business. We want to be family high-tech, which include the partners, the employees. This is our family picture. The lady and the gentleman who standing behind this UI expert who helped us when we made this transition. And as you can see, the companies, before, yeah, maybe here, just like they say that we signed this family constitution in 2017, and takes about half a year and 1 year and a half to prepare, and that we signed the constitution. My wife and I decide that we'll keep a majority of shares, while children receive necessary share. So necessary share if we are in 5 in children, 5 in family, means 12.5%. So a lot of is not signed only the family constitution. Family constitution is not legal binding document. The legal document is here above, and a lot of changes must be adapted inside. So the next diagram, it's mostly the same like before, but you see the first line where we have the big changes. So we have three children, and each of them got 12.5%, like I mentioned. But it's not so important, let's say, how big is this share. The shareholder agreement, we have written a very strictly dividend policy, and as well we see the profit distribution and how we see this distribution. We want to protect the company. The point is to protect the company for sustainable it works. We also said that ownership will only transfer through bloodline. This is something probably special for this topic, but it's not just in our case. Okay, what is actually family constitution? It's, like I said, a non-legal binding document. We talked about how we see the future leadership of the company and how we include family members. Here I must to say that every family member must have a professional knowledge to work in the company. A topic that people ask me a lot is that what is the distribution of shares? It's like I said, it's not so important. Important is that this company can work in future, and that we protect the company, that not happen something. But actually, family constitution is a document, let's say, where the family and company's vision are put together. And if I conclude this successful transfer actually takes a lot of time. I mentioned that we need year and a half, and it's also should be, let's say, don't wait too long. In Slovenia, we have some, let's say, sentence which said, "You give me the light, I give you the key." I hope that you understand this, but it's too long, you know. So we strongly encourage help to professional, specialists of the tax and legal field, because the transfer of the shares on the first line in the family are exclude the taxes, but the next generation, we don't have an answer now. So if you do something about this, you are welcome. Change must be communicated with the key partners. Who is the key partners? Employees is the first. Buyers, suppliers, banks, assurance companies, national agency like accreditation in our case, National Metrology Institute, so that we prepare all our surrounding to transfer. And if we do this, let's say, a few years before, mostly important for the employees is that is after a few years is something normal if our children takes the position. That's important. And when we go on this way, I strongly recommend that take the mediator, because he or she can prevent the, let's say, difficult situation between family members. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lotric. Let's move to Spain, to the region of Catalonia. So, Berta, floor is yours. What's on the regional level in
Thank you.
business transfer?
Good morning to all. Thanks for having me, and thanks for this opportunity. I would like to begin underlining the importance of facilitating business transfer. And also, I would like to share with you Rempresa, which I think that it's a very good example of how useful it is to develop a business transfer marketplace for SMEs. So first of all, I would like to throw back to 2010 when Rempresa was launched. And in Spain, we were living a huge crisis with a high rate of unemployment and with thousands of companies shutting down every year. And CECOT and Autoocupació, CECOT is the Catalan Employers Association, and Autoocupació is a non-for-profit organization that promotes entrepreneurship, decided to join and to give a solution for that companies that they were already in the market and they had a succession problem. So what we have done in Rempresa is connecting buyers and sellers. Sellers, business owners that want to sell their business mainly because of retirement, and buyers, a person who wants to become entrepreneur or self-employed and doesn't want to start from zero, or maybe a business owner that already has a company, but they want to acquire another company as a strategy to grow. So, So Rempresa is the first business transfer marketplace in Catalonia for SMEs. Our scope of action is for micro companies, so this is not for big companies. Here you have an example of our business transfer marketplace. Our main sectors are retail, services, tourism, some industries also. And in the other hand, about the buyers, 40% of our buyers were unemployed. So also Rempresa is a solution for them to get back to the labor market. And about our key ingredients of success are the standardization of the business transfer process offering a unique methodology for the business transfer process, and also the network of more than 100 collaborators that we have built all around Catalonia with city councils, business agencies, and business organizations. All of this enables us to offer one-stop shop solution for buyers and sellers, offering our services like negotiation, advisement, and financial guidance. Also, the initiative works as a public-private partnership, so enables us to give a free service to our buyers and sellers, and also because we receive public funds. Just last but not least, just to conclude, I would like to share with you some of our results. Since 2011, we have done more than 3,300 deals, so this is more than 1 deal per day. And we have generated more than 154,000 millions of euros on investment, and we have saved more than 9,000 jobs, direct jobs, so people that was working in those companies. And thank you, and I would like to share with you some questions and answers.
Thank you, Berta. And now we're moving to national level, to Finland. So we started with our Finnish colleagues. We're ending the session with our Finnish colleagues. So Mika, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. It's a great honor and privilege to be here with you. The topic of my presentation is National Business Transfer Forum. It is established at the end of 2017, 4 years ago, by Federation of Finnish Enterprises. It's a cooperation group of public, private, and third sector organizations to promote business transfers in Finland. There are about 15 members of this team, two ministries and lobbying organizations, banks, business brokers, and universities. Lots of organizations which have the common target. It's a platform for systematic cooperation. We have action plan and we have regular meetings, and we promote policies to support business transfers and growth. Our activities are organized into the 5 groups: research, communication, encounters, support for regional activities, and cooperation in European level. Maybe this research is the important ones, because all operations are based on research. Of course, communication is also important, and all these others, but research is the main thing. And we have some examples of outcomes. We published National Business Transfer Barometer 2 weeks ago, and we do it in every 3 years. And this barometer was made by Seinäjoki University of Applied Sciences. We have press releases, regular blogs, and we write articles and so on. And we had business transfer conference with 350 attendees 2 weeks ago. We have this kind of event every year. This year it was online. It was business transfer studio with no audience. But online there was that 350 attendees. And then we have cooperation in European level. One example is that research that Mr. Tal just introduced us. And then what does it take to establish the National Business Transfer Forum? It requires an active player, person in a suitable organization who has connection, understanding, and motivation to get things done. Of course, it requires common understanding of needs, and it requires a common action plan and commitment to fulfill it. And of course, some funding is also needed. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mika. So, the floor is yours. We're open to questions from the audience. Devin, do we have questions? Okay. So could you please also present yourself and the organization that you are from?
Happy to do that. David Caro, European Small Business Alliance. But I will speak from experience because not only am I president of ESBA, but I also have my own business in the automotive supply chain in the UK. I'm now 70 years old. I have for some years now been looking to exit my own business. So I have personal experience of this. And my apologies for coming in late, so I may comment on some things that you've already talked about. But from my experience, I have no family members, so it's a case of trying to sell the business, but also protect a business that I have been running for now 43 years. So it's a well-established business, well-known within my industry. The only people I've had come forward are people who want to, in my words, rob the business, take as much money out as they can, not protect the jobs of the employees who have been with me, many of them, like many small businesses, for many years, and not protect the business, which is a strong business. With some of the things I've heard already, you need to be aware that if you have these platforms, who you allow into the platform, that they're people who are genuinely interested in carrying on the business, not taking out as much money as they can. As an owner of my business, and I'm sure that many of you with your experiences have heard businesses that want to sell up but don't have family members. The structure of selling out is normally that you have so much, you're paid so much up front, and then over a period of 3, 4, 5 years, you get so much a year until you've completely paid off and you become a bit of a consultant or whatever to that company. The way these businesses, some of these people work is they structure their takeout from the business in such a way that there's no money left for the original owner. Many businesses are so eager to sell, or owners are so eager to sell their business, they almost snap the hand off these people offering, and they end up with potentially very little for that business that they've spent years building up. Now, the people who've come to my business, I've kicked them out because I'm not having that sort of thing to protect my own future and to protect the future of my employees. And I think it's vital that when you look up and you set these web pages up, these transfer things that you're talking about, I think they're brilliant. But I think you need to be very careful of the people that you introduce in who are looking to buy the business, and make sure they're not people who are just looking to feather their own nest, further their own aims at the expense of the business that's being sold. I think it's really, really important that you protect those people who, this is their pension fund, they're retiring, and you need to protect them even more so than the people buying the business. It's so important that you pay that attention and look very carefully at the people who are coming onto your websites and not necessarily using that to raid a business. Small, medium, doesn't matter. They're still there to take what they can out of the business and in effect destroy something and all the employees that are in that company. And it's a sad state of affairs when we get to that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, any comments for you, from Albert?
Completely agree with the intervention, and I think that one of the objectives of our activity in Transeo, the studies, is to clarify the way that the people transfer business. Then to clarify that it's not a catched way. It's not, I cannot explain totally friendly I want to sell my company to the best buyer. Because sometimes people want to sell the company to the best buyer, but they don't say this. Because perhaps the concurrents, the competence, the market, the employers, perhaps they don't understand why we want to transfer a company, and it seems a signal that the company is weak. It's completely wrong, this approach. It's not in the new economy. Then if you want to sell something, put that on the market. And we need markets when match the buyer and the sellers. Not one seller that comes and signs a small agreement that's saying that you are obliged to whatever, and no, the market. The European one. I'm sure that there are fair-playing people in the market in Europe that wants to acquire your company because it's a nice company, because it's running perfectly, because it's another part to add to a family business in another country, in another sector, and that can act with the fair play rules. But you know that in business there are all kinds of people. Then if you trust in bad persons, if you trust in bad advisors, then perhaps this is one of the bad decisions that you take. We are at Transeo, at Rempresa, in the different models that we have explained, and with the studies that we have in all Europe, we want to put the focus, to put light on this kind of activities. Transfer business is not a shame. You are not ashamed because you don't have you don't have family people. No. It's one step more in the business model. You create a business, then you grow this business, you scale this business, and usually you sell this business. You sell this business in a public market with the stocks, or you sell this business to another business bigger than you. That is a current, regular movement that all the business in the world should be done. Then we put the focus on it, and it's because this panel is taking place in the SMEs Assembly, because we want thousands of buyers and thousands of sellers in a fair play trade market to achieve the solution that you are looking for. Then I want a solution for the owners, the retirement, to take the money that they have built, and a solution for the employers. We don't want the company to be cut in several parts and as a puzzle sell the different pieces. And we want to maintain a new generation of entrepreneurs with a new energy that can put on the company, on your son, because it's your son, your company, the best of its activities. I think that is our aim in this panel of all the people, and we want to avoid these difficult circumstances that you have afforded.
Thank you very much, Albert. Do we have time for one question? We have to end. Is it going to be one-on-one after the session? Yeah.
Small comment.
Yeah.
Small comment.
I come from Croatia.
Micro, if not.
I come from Croatia. My name is Mirela Alpeza. I just wanted to comment on what Albert said, that unicorns are sexy and startups and transfer of business and established companies not. I just wanted to say that Croatia has one unicorn, and it was established 15 years ago, just 100 kilometers from here in Istria. And it grew through acquisitions. It grew organically, but also through acquisitions. And I think that one becomes unicorn also through business transfer as one of the steps in its development. So I think that business transfers are important even for unicorns.
Thank you, Mirela. So, thank you very much for attending.
Last comment from them.
Last comment. Sorry.
Last comment from them. 1 minute. 1 minute. Then cleaning.
Yeah.
Cleaning 1 minute and comment 1 minute.
Actually, we started 5 minutes after 9, yeah, so we are allowed to.
Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Anna Maria Magri Pantea from Malta. I do a lot of work in the area of female entrepreneurship support. And my question is, in a way, coming from this angle, and it was prompted by the presentation of Mr. Locic, if I pronounce you correctly. I am wondering, or I'm asking in a way, what has been the approach vis-a-vis, for example, the contribution of your wife? I saw in the organigram that it was your name with the 62.5%. In the same time, it was clear in the photo that you all contributed and your wife was involved. My question is more like sort of generic and general. What is the approach towards protecting, for example, contributions that often spouses, it could be wives or husbands, would make in a company along the years, possibly not necessarily having a former shareholding, but when later on in life something happens, it could be a divorce, it could be the death of the spouse, what happens in terms of business transfer of or recognition of the work that the other person that maybe did not have a shareholding, a legal shareholding in the company, would receive afterwards. I mean, there can be very complicated situations. Maybe in your situation, all your 3 children are with your wife. There are other situations where maybe there are children from different marriages, and so your situation just prompted my thinking, but I'm wondering how this is being protected, because I know that it's quite an issue for female entrepreneurship and for women involvement in running businesses. Thank you.
Mr. Lotic, there's an online question also to you, and you could also relate. Who was the initiator of family constitution in your family?
My wife.
Put the micros.
Yeah, it's my wife. So it's really strange that my wife is not on this organigram, but okay, she is procurist now. If you go inside of the document, you can see there is she is a procurist, but really she don't like be the owner. I don't know why. I think that when we, let's say, take the loan on the bank, I remember 20 years ago, and then we go there and sit down, and this administrator from the bank said this and this and this. If you know, we take the house, we take everything, almost children, and that my wife said, oh, no, I'm not the owner, and that's it. The main point is on this side. That's I want to include the daughters, 2 daughters, Maya and Katya, and Mitya is the son. And when we talk about each day, or each year, or I don't know, we almost decide that Maya will go further, but she's very young. She's young. She's pregnant right now, and we expect the second children. And if I will, let's say, alive and in good shape, I would like to lead this company maybe 3 to 5 years, that she come back and take this position. And then I will move to the presidents of the group, the holding, let's say. Yeah, looks like not present, my wife, but we are daily together. And if I go, if I die, my wife will get 50% of my share, of our common share. And then that's why the children has the necessary shares. Necessary share, if we 5 and 1 goes, that means 50 divided by 4 is 12.5, because the half of all is already from my wife. This is a law in Slovenia.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Can we? Okay, yeah.
I have a very short comment and a question. My name is Dan Krivat from TradeX Business Transfer in Romania. And I was yesterday in the room full of people talking about startups. And you are here talking about business transfer, and you have some people. And Albert, I beg the difference. Transfer is at least as sexy as startups, because it's sexy to say
Micro got down.
We have a spare one, yeah, so.
sexy to save a company of 43 years. It's sexy to save a company of 180 plus employees. And if I have to choose between 5 startups, which maybe 4 of them, no, maybe statistically 4 of them, they are not going to make 3 years. And the one is going to make it past 3 years is not going to be as strong as 43 years or as 180 plus employees. So what we have to do as a people, as a European Union, to have in a year from now, in the next SME Assembly, a room at least as full with people like you had in a startup room.
Have a transfer business session every day throughout the event, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We should explain our companies at the way that the persons that has in the panel today or in the room today are explained, with illusion, with energy, and say that we are saving the world. We are not the startups. We are changing the world. The startups do also, but we mainly, and sometimes the family-owner businesses trying to explain not all the information that they have in each company, because it's a kind of secret that the way that they work. They don't explain that we are 200 people, because perhaps if we say this, the things will go bad, and perhaps there is sometimes this kind of feeling that protect the company from the others, from the people. And the startups are all the time on the market. All the time are telling stories, telling the successes, and perhaps this change make, you know, if you show a little bit, you looks more sexy.
Thank you. Thank you for this excellent session. We'll see each other in 1 year in Prague. And I hope the same people as today and a few more. Thank you. Have a great stay in Portorož and enjoy your sessions that are after this one.